Imagine if black women all across the world stopped buying hair products for 1 month, just one. Here's what would happen day by day. We'll never guess what happens by day 30. Day 1, major retailers panic. Beauty supply stores, Amazon, even Tesco and Target see a dip. They start calling emergency meetings and wondering if it's a boycott. Day 2 to 4, Korean and South Asian owned distributors start calling store owners and wondering what's going on with these orders. Meanwhile, social media is flooded with DIY hair care tips, product swaps, and natural styles. Day 5 to 7, stocks start sitting still and weekly targets are getting missed. So online stores try and do flash sales, but black women aren't budging. Days 8 to 12, media picks it up, think pieces drop, and news segments with headlines saying black beauty dollar disappearing, and those influencers, the ones who were silent, they start picking sides. Days 13 to 17, some beauty store owners start posting public apologies. Others double down. We've always supported the community. And a few offer black brands better shelf placements out of fear. Days 18 to 21, smaller black-owned haircare brands start to see a surge. Those ones who are still handmade and sell directly to consumer. Instagram and TikTok lives are flooded with founders, recipe sharing, and real talks about ingredients. Days 22 to 25, big brands start panicking. Emails start going out to their multicultural consultants. Marketing teams rush out apology rebrands. We hear you, we see you. Basically, just buy us again. Days 26 to 29, store revenue between the US and the UK beauty sector drop millions. You guys are making me want to start a revolution. Investors start to notice, product managers and retail buyers get fired. Quiet calls start to go out. Can we partner with black founders now? Day 30, a full month later, and it's clear. The black beauty consumer isn't just a niche. She is the market. And for once, she knows it. We talk about power, but if we decided to actually use it, are you deep in that? Game over. Follow if you're done watching passively. We decode the myth, and we don't clap for crumbs.
I think for a very long time now, there's been this whole, we are boycotting businesses that are not black. We're going to boycott them because they're not favoring us, right? They are the ones that get the whole support from the government and all of that. And yet, they hardly patronize black businesses. And some time ago, some video trended, that was in the US. And they said it was about, we're going to boycott, black products that are not from black people, starting from hair products, right? And all of that. That went viral. I was thinking this would really, really go, but it didn't really go at all. People are still buying from Target, people are buying from Walmart and all of that. Now, the UK have started theirs, and I want them to be as serious as. Please, you all should come together, especially people in the UK, right? Black people in the UK, support your own businesses. Keep black pounds. People in America have started it. In fact, they are starting a mass blackout from the 25th of November, right? They are going to start a mass blackout. If you take off black monies from the system, it's actually going to shake. And a lot of things will happen. Anyways, let's keep watching these videos. Then after these videos, I'll come with the closing.
So I just want to touch on the whole boycotting Asian businesses and shopping black debate that's going on online. I'm not going to touch on whether or not I agree with the boycotting of Asian businesses, because I feel like that's my own thing and it's irrelevant to what I'm going to say. My belief is it's consistency. That's the problem. Because when the woman was attacked in the Asian hair shop in Peckham and everyone said they was going to start going to black owned hair shops, how many of you are still shopping in a black owned hair shop every time? Every time. How many of you have made a black owned hair shop your hair shop? Oh wait, because out of all the people that I personally know that swapped to black owned hair shops, I'm the only one that still shops in a black owned hair shop. The hair shop that I switched to is the only hair shop that I use. And it has been since I made that change. When people jump on these things, they don't stay consistent with it and they don't want to support their own. So if you know somebody that bakes cakes, you'll rather go cake box. And I don't know if it's the cost, or I feel like sometimes people just don't want to support, and it doesn't matter whether it's content creation, a small business, whatever. People don't want to support their own. It's like they feel like they're entitled to a discount, special treatment. It's a business. When it was my daughter's 13th birthday, I decided, she's coming up to 2.5, 3 years ago now, that was her last big party. She had a black owned cake maker that made the party favors and the cake. I spent a small fortune. I feel like people get cheaper wedding cakes. I spent upwards of £500 on that. I used a small business, a black owned business. To Slush Puppy company, I used a small black owned business. Now, I don't need to come online and scream about it. It's about making choices and staying consistent. Not for a trend, it has to be a lifestyle. So when you're looking for a brand or you're looking for a service, is that something that you take into mind? Outside of what we're all talking about now, when it's the height of everyone's attention. On a normal everyday day, is that what you're doing? Because that's what the problem is. You're not supporting small businesses, you're not supporting black owned businesses, you're not supporting your own community as part of your lifestyle. You're doing it once in a while when it's popular to talk about, and then you're screaming and shouting about it, and then after a couple of weeks you're going back to your Asian hair shop, you're going back to your normal shops, and you're not continuously supporting these businesses. The support is great temporarily, but it doesn't actually do anything. It just means that their profits will go up and then they'll go right back down again. You have to continuously support and tell your friends about the businesses that you're using and big them up. If they're doing good things, tell people about it.
They don't rate us, they tolerate us. And that's why you've got to take the B out of BAME. Because what we go through is not the same. The struggles we encounter are not homogenous. I remember the first time I opened my restaurant in London, in Dulwich. It was about 7 p.m. in the evening and we were fully booked. A lady came to the window and asked me a question. She said, "Hey, when are you guys open to the public?" I guess she looked inside the window and it was a bit too dark for her. When it comes to business, we're relatively new in England and we don't understand that. The first restaurant, South Asian one, was opened in 1810 and it was called the Hindustan Coffee House. The first black restaurant that was opened in England was in 1968 and I believe it was called Mangrove. If you look at the disparity in the time, you'll understand where I'm going with this. In 2011, Nick Clegg made it very clear that black businesses were being marginalized and discriminated in the banks when it came to be given loans. And this has been a common theme. Even when it comes to getting commercial premises, I've always faced this struggle. Because when I've sent my South Asian mates to go and view the same place, what they've come back with has been different information to what I've been given. And I say that to say this. Should we boycott South Asian businesses? First, I'm going to state this. I commend the South Asian community for their business savviness and their hard work. Because what they've done in the short space of time that they've been here is commendable. What needs to be done is this. Representation is key. So many people have opened restaurants and bars off the back of seeing me doing it. And you can only be what you see. And that's why I state that all of us in business have to be a true representation of what it is. Degeneracy is often pushed to the forefront in our community, which is a big problem. Because a lot of people don't actually mix with us. They see us in the TV and that's what they see. If you go to Southall and Ealing, you'll see that the South Asian community, they do Sinbad the Sailor. They're doing this too. It's just that it's not pushed to the forefront. You go to Birmingham, they're on smoke as well. But it's a shame that that's what we push to the forefront. When you look at the hair shops that we patronize, they have a monopoly on it. Even when black people have opened these shops, I've seen us complain saying that why are we selling the products so high? There's something called buying power. And when you've got so many of these shops together, you can petition the wholesalers and get these products for a lot cheaper. Even when it comes to commercial premises, the rates that they're going to give people in their community is going to be different to us. I've got a few commercial spaces that I've rented out to black people and I've given it to them at such a cheap rate because I can afford to do that. Representation is key, and I repeat, they don't rate us, they tolerate us. I've been in this business for years, and no matter how much money you make and how much you progress, you realize that you one day will get your ninja wake-up call. You will. We need to band together and stop making ourselves look like a charity case, asking for handouts and givebacks. It is business. And we have to learn one very important thing. We only have ourselves in this game. Have a fantastic day.
Okay, no, listen and listen carefully, because this is one of the only times you are going to hear a retraction from Lucky Magazi. The other day I made a video, and using hindsight and some advice from close people around me, I'm not a wrong and strong person, I'm not an ignorant person, and I can admit when I didn't do things correctly. Using hindsight, I can now see that a video that I meant to unite my people into returning us back to a common goal was actually more destructive than helpful to the cause. The tone that I used, especially towards Elaine Depayne in the beginning of the video, was like a fuel that fueled more hatred, when that was never ever the aim. The aim was never to insinuate hatred towards the cause or towards the movement that Elaine Depayne has going on. In fact, furthermore, I think it's one that we have taken too long to discuss, and it's one that I have always thought that as Black people we needed to work harder at making ourselves more represented in becoming suppliers and becoming monopolizers of certain industries. However, my message, the way it was delivered, was not in a unifying way, was not in a way that showed solidarity to the cause. And that's the place that I was coming from. However, as content creators, we have a duty to not just speak and expect people to understand where we're coming from, but to speak clearly and make our stance clearly on what point we're trying to put across. And that's something I've always been really proud that I've been able to do. And in that video, after having heard from people who are close to me, who knew what I was attempting to say, that's the first time that I failed to adequately put my point across, in a way that was beneficial and helpful. I can accept that it was not a helpful situation, especially with everything that was going on, for me to come and suggest that somebody who was trying to fight for the rights of us didn't deserve a platform. So I have spoken to Elaine. We've had a phone conversation. I was able to first and foremost understand the entirety of her cause, the parts that she shared and the parts that she hasn't. I was able to apologize to her for fueling a hate train that was already going too far. And I was able to also explain to her in a more conducive way the point that I was trying to make, which is we shouldn't focus on how we've been undercut or oppressed or the barriers that we face, but rather the solutions at this point. As a content creator, I do rely on my passion to put my points across, but I would never want my passion to cause me to become distasteful towards something that I'm trying to support. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here and I wanted to clarify. I do stand by the message that as Black people, I do not want us to focus on how we've been oppressed or who's undercutting us or in which ways other communities have monopolized the industry, but to take heed of some of the very exciting initiatives and ways in which Elaine discussed with me, and she's going to be introducing practical, tangible ways in which we can start this movement. She's going to be promoting, and I'm going to be aiding in that as well, promoting more Black businesses so that we actually have an alternative for the supply and demand. My biggest fear with a boycott was that it was going to turn into what it turned into the last time. I was part of the people that boycotted this shop in Peckham because they hit this Black woman. And 3 weeks ago, I went back to Peckham, and because we hadn't dealt with supply and demand, obviously with time, we all went back with our tail in between our legs. And when I went there 3 weeks ago, the shop was full. So that was what I was trying to avoid. That, guys, let's not just do a boycott. Let's actually have some tangible ways in which, number one, we're going to facilitate this boycott. Ways in which we're going to deal with supply and demand. ways in which it's going to be a sustainable idea and not just another failed venture. But it was a really uplifting conversation yesterday with Elaine, just hearing the plans that she had, being able to contribute ideas and to have a conversation as two black women, and it not be volatile, it not be nasty, even though there was offense included, even though there was ego included. It was just really nice to see that, number one, she was able to hear me out and to hear the stance that I was trying to come from, and she was able to give me a grace as well, that okay, then you didn't put your point across that way, however I can understand what you're saying. I was able to be mature enough to understand that I was offensive to her and to apologize to her, because at the end of the day, whatever people construed from my previous videos, the message was always, yeah, let's lock in black people, no distractions, no getting distracted by any other sides, but let's just lock in and let's actually get this initiative done, because it's something that needs to happen. I have children, and creating generational wealth, creating avenues in which I can pass on wealth and I can pass on dynasties to my children is extremely important to me. And I think that's why I spoke from a place of misguided passion in my previous videos. So I can't wait to see the movement. I can't wait to see the progression of it. I can't wait to see us as black people unify. Let's put our egos to the side. Let's accept where we've gone wrong, like I have today, and let's just make a change that will actually impact our children and our children to come. I've always been somebody who has found the rights of us important, especially because I've always felt like we're the underdog. And so I really just hope that we can work together and make this happen. Going forward, I do take my duty as a content creator very seriously, because I feel like there's a lot of jokers out there. And so I will try to make sure that when addressing an important topic, especially if it's targeted at an individual, I will make sure that my passion doesn't outweigh the cause, because that's what happened this time. My passion outweighed the cause and it damaged the cause, and that was never my intention. So hopefully we can move forward with the cause. Look out for, I will be sharing some of the black businesses. There's an initiative at the moment called Black Christmas, where we're sharing butchers and vendors who provide Christmas products for us. And so I will be sharing another video soon when there's more information on who those vendors are. But for now, stay blessed and always take accountability.
Let's do a social experiment. I want you to put up a video saying buy black only. That's all. You don't need no 2-3 minute video. That's what I want you to do. And see the racism that comes under your comments. And come back to this video and tell me. No, furthermore, tag me.
This is how it started.
Imagine if black women all across the world stopped buying hair products for 1 month.
Oh, the 1st of September, guys, at the end of September, we are not shopping anywhere for our hair care. We're going to use what we already have, or I guess make our own.
Great success. And this was the follow-up.
And I needed it to be the Asian boycott.
Flop. This is what we're going to do. If you are an ally to black people, you're going to shop more black. If you are black, you are going to shop more black. That's all you need to do. Make a conscious effort to keep that pound moving within our communities. It is so important for black, brown, South Asian communities to support each other economically, because the one person and the one people that always wants us to fail is the white English man, and we cannot afford for that to happen, especially not in 2025 and the way that that country is going. Buy more black. I was tagged in the comment section of this next clip, and I'm so glad that I was, because I actually was planning on making a video with quite similar comments.
What Elaine the Pain did is so redundant, because essentially what she said that is in order for black people to progress, we have to tear down another community. Why would the whole notion and introduction of the power and beauty of black-owned businesses be centered around another community?
In my last video on this, I had so many South Asians apologizing for racism. I had black people saying that they were going to shop black and make more effort to do so. And I had other Asian people saying that they already patronize black shops and they're going to make more effort to do so. Everything is always about your approach and what you want to achieve. Me, I'm always talking about the oppressor, white English people. And guess what? Everybody always seems to find unity underneath that. And unity is so important, because we as marginalized people in Europe cannot function and exist within a vacuum. Asian shops don't exist in a vacuum. They know that they can supply to everybody. In a hair shop, for example, there are skin creams and there are makeup that anybody can buy. In order to be successful as a marginalized person, you need the community support of other people who are equally marginalized. You need to be able to reach out to them and understand your similar struggles, understand the similar things that you're trying to achieve, because that way you have much more power underneath white supremacy. I do not do the work of my oppressor. I do not function for the benefits of white supremacy. If you are targeting people who are equally as oppressed as you have completely lost the fight. If you want to create a great business, you have to start looking at people who inspire you. Look at what they're doing, check their business models, see what their suppliers are like, or become the supplier. You have to find a way to be very good at networking. I managed to do that, and I actually secured a risk-free £100,000 loan with the promise of £250,000 upon the delivery of a successful business. Yeah, that happened to me. When you're a confident, successful person, or you have a confident and successful business, anybody is willing to invest in you and what you do. It's the same on social media. If you have a platform and people believe what you have to say, they start to follow you. They maybe start to send you some tips or some money or even advice because they trust and believe in the message that you say. It is all about confidence and not functioning in insecurity. Punching down or punching across really is the work of a weak people, of a weak person, and you cannot function like that. It has no benefit to you. If you believe in yourself and your idea, there is no reason for you to boycott a certain community. But as I said, we should always boycott the English because they oppressed everybody.
All right, I'm back for another update on the Buy Black list. So share this video with anybody you think needs the info. We have the following categories on the list now: baby clothes / accessories, banking, barbershops, beauty supply stores, bookstores, coffee / tea shops, clothing brands, grocery stores, farmers markets, hair salons, healthcare, which includes mental health as well. So we have some therapists on the list, law firms, nail salons, real estate, restaurants, skincare, and toys. And I'm still working on several other categories to post as well. And once again, you do not have to join my community organization in order to be on the Buy Black list. If you want to work to rebuild your community, you join the BRC. If you have a Black-owned business and you want to be on the list, just email us your business information and your links. That's it. There is absolutely no fee to be on the Buy Black list. The only prerequisite to being on the list is to be a Black-owned business. And you can also get to our website through the link in my bio. Or you can just email me at info@blackrevolutionarycollective.com. And speaking of my organization, Black Revolutionary Collective, I am happy to report that we've started meetings, and I am truly excited about our future. We are out here, y'all, deep. We have chapters forming all over the U.S. and internationally. I could not be more excited to get started working on everything that we need to change in our communities with our youth, with the flow of drugs into our communities and guns into our communities, the lack of us owning the businesses in our communities, the lack of us owning the real estate in our communities, our underfunded schools, and this overall mentality of crabs in a barrel. It does not have to be just one of us. We're so used to fighting each other for that one spot they have left for a Black person. That is what's going to bring us unity when we stop seeing each other as competition. Also, I want to say to the people that are out there, and I'm talking even about Black people who are out there saying that Black-owned businesses are too expensive. That is a lie. I have personally looked up all of these businesses, clicked on their links, looked at what they do, what they sell. And first of all, every website is professional and beautifully put together. The prices are standard prices. They are priced the same as everybody else. Stop looking for it to be, oh, it should be less because they're Black. They should charge less for their services. That's why we get paid less right now, because the simple idea of racist white people is we don't deserve equal pay. Black men earn 76 cents on the dollar. Black women earn 67 cents on the dollar for doing the same exact job. And while I'm on that subject, now we're veering off because now I'm upset. Let's talk about what DEI stands for. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. And DEI was started by this government because they couldn't trust white business owners to not be racist when employing people. That's why it was started. It was started because you could not be trusted to give the job to someone that was qualified who happened to be black or any other race or a woman. As a matter of fact, DEI statistically helps more white women get jobs than anybody else. White women benefit from DEI more than any of us ever did, even though it was created to help minorities get a fair chance at a job, because white business owners could not be trusted to not be racist. So why all you little losers out here saying, oh, y'all just mad because now you got to be qualified to get the job? Right. You see how they lie? White people lie about their history because it's shameful. But over here, we tell the truth. We stand on facts. I'll see y'all in the next one. I'll be sharing more facts. Knowledge is power. Power to the people. Our focus now into the end of time needs to be us. We need to focus on eliminating the plight of the black masses by building self-sufficient communities. We need to stop explaining systemic racism to the racists that created it and live off it. We need to stop wasting our time, our energy, our soul, and focus on ourselves, focus on our community, actively building generational wealth, something that has been denied us since the beginning of this country. This is about finding solutions and implementing them, actionable solutions. So first we state one of the problems. One of the main problems is economic, right? The socioeconomic conditions that have maintained the wealth and income gaps between the white majority and black people. How do we stop this? How do we change this cycle? We need to change our buying habits by buying black first, and if possible, only. That means habitually Googling black-owned businesses near you before you buy anything. Two great online resources are the U.S. Black Chambers Inc., buyblack.us, and there's another website called supportblackowned.com. These two websites have a full directory on black-owned businesses near you. You just put in where you live and the list will come up depending on what you're looking for, whether it's retail, food, etc. I also encourage any black-owned businesses that see this post to add their business to the comment section below. We need to make buying black a habit in our community. Generational wealth is what we need to be focused on for the future of our people. We need to get in the habit of taking what is ours instead of asking for it. Instead of marching, we need to boycott, okay? Let's think about regular purchases that we make, like groceries. For example, I live in Chicago, and there's a place called Living Fresh Market in Chicago's western suburbs. They use minority vendors and they're black owned. So even though I don't live in this neighborhood, I make it a point to go there at least once a month and contribute to their success, because that's what it takes. If we all contribute to this grocery store's success, then they can open more locations. And that's how we build generational wealth. We have to support each other so we can build our success together in our own neighborhoods. If you're from Chicago, this actual grocery store is located at 7520 Roosevelt Road in Forest Park, Illinois. If you know of any other black-owned grocery stores, put them in the comment section below. You can do the same thing with retail stores, car dealerships, restaurants, barbershops, hair salons, hair stores, skincare products, exercise gyms, whatever you're going to buy. All you have to do is Google black owned first. And that is you contributing to change for our people. We have to start doing things that are actionable, things that can make a difference today, right now. Seek out black lawyers when you need one. Seek out black doctors for you and your family. Seek out black dentists. Seek out black people, your people. When you're trying to buy a house, black real estate agents. These are the simple things that we can do in our everyday lives. So I don't want to hear about, oh, you don't have time to do this, that, and the third. This isn't your calling. None of that works anymore. We all have to put in on this. If you believe that it's about us, then you can spend your black dollar with your people. We need to support one another more than ever right now. Seek out black banks, black-owned banks. There's a great example. It's called One United. It's a full-service bank, and it's not only digital. It has locations in Boston, Miami, and Los Angeles. And it's black owned. That means when you're coming up with your small business and you want to get a loan from a bank, now you can go to a black bank that will actually look at your small business and give you a fair shot, unlike most commercial banks. Because when you walk in, you can't hide the fact that you're black. And this bank is run by a black woman, Terry Williams. So look it up, do your own research. But if it seems like something that you're ready to do, this will be a great step in the right direction. And then maybe they can become bigger too and have more than 3 locations. This right here is the thing that will separate us from our past leaders. This is the thing that we could not accomplish in the civil rights movement. We could not accomplish coming together, uniting as one, and using the power of our money, the power of our culture, the power of our minds, our souls. We never stuck together. We let them break us apart so that they could continue their reign over our communities. The only way out of what they got cooking for us is unity. And anybody that is not talking about uniting black people in America is not really about this life. In my next video, we're going to talk about another problem, which is the education system and how it is failing black people and what we need to do to correct it for our children, for their future. They don't care about us. We care about us. And that's enough. I'll see y'all in the next video. Knowledge is power, and power to the people.
Greetings, people. So, for those who follow me, know that I'm always banging on about taking accountability and being responsible, especially in our black community. So, with Laying the Pain, today this message is directly for you to say, I made a few videos seemingly going against the boycott. Which one of my videos went super viral, and it's my most viral video to date, and I'm taking accountability to know that that probably helped fuel people feel like they can be disrespectful towards you, which I'm not advocating for. I'm not respectful of it, and it was never my intention. Honestly, just want to apologize if my videos did fuel that, and I believe that it probably could have. If I'm honest. Even though I don't feel like I was directly disrespectful to myself, because I do have my own beliefs and my own mindset. There's nothing wrong with that. But as a community, I feel that we definitely have some internal issues of trust towards each other, which I believe we definitely need to build on 110%. As a black brown man that has endured a lot of racism from all over, I'm not going to be naive to believe that it's every community. It's always going to be a small minority of people who are narrow-minded. If I'm honest, some of the evidence that you brought forward in your argument or your debate, you're correct, you are right. I'd like to finish with this. Through this whole scenario is giving me the energy to create a blueprint, an idea that could help our community. And I would like to discuss this with you. In fact, there's a few people that I would like to discuss with, because I've seen a lot of intellectual responses to this situation. And I do believe something needs to be done. and I'm ready to back my black community 110%. So Elaine, apologies to you. If you see this message, please acknowledge, even if it's in my inbox and not in public, I don't mind, but I would definitely like to talk to you, because some of the stuff that you've said, even in the past, that's not concerning the boycott, is factual. It's definitely factual and definitely something that needs to be discussed. So I hope you have a good day. God bless everyone watching this video, and I hope nobody takes offense to what I'm saying. I'm just taking my own accountability, you know, because we're not always right, and though we're not always wrong, sometimes it's about understanding and finding balance.
I'm boycotting all Asian businesses. And I said it with my blood clot chest.
A black woman who's really been making waves on social media lately. She's calling on the black community to basically boycott all Asian-owned shops, corner shops, restaurants, you name it.
You think it's just an accident that black businesses disappeared?
Now, why is she doing this? Well, she argues that Asian communities got a leg up from the British establishment. Like, historically, they had it easier getting mortgages, starting businesses, and just weren't targeted as much as black communities who faced, higher stop and search rates and more barriers to building wealth. So she's saying, let's redirect our money to black-owned businesses. And yeah, she's getting quite a bit of support from folks who feel like, finally, we're doing something to empower our own community. Some people are even saying they've already started boycotting and it feels good to keep the money circulating locally in the black community. But here's the other side. She's also facing a ton of backlash. A lot of people are calling this out as basically racism in reverse. They're saying, look, you can't boycott businesses based on the owner's skin color. That's just not how a modern, fair society works. Critics are pointing out that Asian communities face plenty of hardship too. They dealt with racism, Islamophobia, and they often succeeded because of really hard work, long hours, and strong family networks. So to them, this isn't about privilege. It's about sacrifice and effort. And then you got Feg saying she's got double standards. Why only target Asian businesses? Why not apply the same logic to other groups? And people are really worried that this kind of rhetoric's just going to divide communities that have lived side by side for ages. So that's the situation in a nutshell. It's a big, messy debate with strong feelings on all sides.
Should black people stop supporting Asian businesses? I know that this topic is trending right now on social media. However, black people will never stop supporting Asian businesses. Black people are inconsistent. Black people will complain about racism, but then still want to be a part of a system that doesn't like them. I personally am getting bored of these conversations now. We keep having these discussions, but no solutions. Hey, black people don't even support black businesses. So should black people stop supporting Asian businesses? Yeah. However, that will never happen. Black people will talk about boycotting Asian businesses, yet still run to Bossman for a 3-piece chicken and chips. So black people, stop with the inconsistency. Stop talking about boycotting if you're not going to come up with solutions.
What the fuck is wrong with us? And yes, I'm talking about black people. These people have been disrespecting us for decades, and we still pull billions of dollars into their pockets like we owe them something. They tell us when they don't want us wearing their brand, and what we do? Run to the mall like some damn hype beast begging to be disrespected. They mock our features, exploit our culture, erase our contributions, deny us opportunities, and we still fund them. Make it make sense. Because while we're out here flexing for Instagram with brands that don't fuck with us, here's what's happening out loud. They playing in our faces very publicly, and we acting blind. DEI is being dismantled everywhere. Jobs cut, budgets slashed, initiatives deleted like our inclusion was a phase. Black people are being pushed out of corporate spaces that we were just starting to break into. Black creators still get paid less, but these same brands copy our style and call it a trend forecasting. States are literally banning Black history, government level racism, and we still shopping with companies that stay silent about it. Black businesses get denied for loans at double the rate, but y'all still will drop $2,000 on a bag from a brand that wouldn't loan your mama $5. Luxury designers insult us, then turn around and use Black celebrities to sell more shit to us. Restaurants and stores follow us around, then post Black square emojis on Instagram like that fixes it. Corporations love our culture, but don't hire us, promote us, or include us at decision-making tables. And the wildest part? We still show up, still shopping, still posting, still giving them the power we swear we don't have. Let's just call it like it is. Some of y'all care more about looking wealthy than actually building wealth in our own damn communities. You want to rock their logos while ignoring people who look like you fighting to keep their doors open. You say support black businesses, but don't actually move like you mean it. And honestly, at this point, we might need to start revoking race cards. Because if you can watch what's happening, see how they treat us, see how they erase us, see how they profit off us, and still choose them over us, then stop pretending you're pro-black. You're not. You're pro-aesthetic, pro-validation, pro-logo. We are in a moment right now where our community is under attack economically, socially, politically. And some of y'all are worried about being cute. It's embarrassing and it's dangerous. Because while you're chasing designer, black businesses are closing. Black neighborhoods are being gutted. Black entrepreneurs are drowning without support. Black visibility is disappearing. This is the part of the movie where the audience screams, "Get the fuck up, they coming for you." And the character just sits there smiling. That's us. I'm done watching us get played. Either you stand with your people right now, with your dollar, with your loyalty, with your action, or you don't get to pretend you're part of the movement. Because the truth is, we can't fight for black liberation with people who are still shopping for black validation.
Yeah, just like I said, or just like I was saying before we watched those videos, I wish everybody can come together, both in the US, both in the UK. Withhold black dollar, withhold black pounds. Support black-owned businesses. I think that's the reason why people or black people are not respected in their respective countries. You will talk about one thing, and then some people will be doing another thing. When you all in mass come together, you agree that we are doing pure black, businesses. You boycott every other business, especially those Asian ones, because those people are racist as hell, right? Now, you bring your dollars, whatever it is. If black people are not into the farming businesses, please start occupying those spaces. When it comes to chicken, whatever, start occupying those places. Look for those things, and no matter how little it is, your fellow black people will come patronize you, right? You can advertise them on social media. When people see it, they will know that this person is doing this, and then we can now go patronize them. And black people that want to start doing these businesses, try as much as possible to maintain the same prices, right? Not making yours to be too high. When your own prices are too high, it will still make those black people to abandon your business and still patronize people that they are not meant to patronize. That is where the problem comes from. You understand? But if you can even make it a bit cheaper, or you make it within the same rate, the same quality and all of that, this goal can be accomplished without any problem. I want to really see that happen, both in the UK, America, and everybody you like. Support black-owned businesses. Black-owned businesses. You can even start doing the pure farming and all of that. Do your own organic foods, so that you can know what you're even consuming. You can be sure that you're consuming what is right. That is my own thoughts. I don't know, what are your thoughts in the comments? Do you think this is what can be achieved, or do you think it's going to be hard? What is the reason why you cannot patronize black-owned businesses in both America and in the UK? Let me see your thoughts in the comments. And do not forget, my name is Blessing on Global Gist with BJ. Happy Sunday. I'll see you in a minute. Bye, guys.